This episode of Off My Shelf contains coarse language and adult conversation. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, my name is Tracy James and welcome to Off My Shelf, a podcast about movies that are well off my shelf, where we go through my DVDs and talk about the movies in my collection. And we're doing it again. I've taken over my friend Erika's Twitch stream to record this episode live. We'll be talking about the movies Fargo and Ferris Bueller's Day Off while we take questions and comments. Welcome!
Hello! Hello.
I don't know what just happened, but your mic just cut out back and forth a little bit.
I said hello, hi. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great.
Thank you for being letting me do this again on your stream.
No problem. It gets me off having to pick a video game for tonight.
That's good. And it gives me all the work to talk and interact and all that kind of stuff. Oh, and there's a kitty!
And you get to see this thing.
Yes.
Sorry, one question to make sure I watched the right one. We were watching the 1996 Fargo movie, right? Not the 52?
Yes, correct.
Okay, great.
This is a bad time to ask the difference.
Wait, we were supposed to watch the TV show, right? Because I watched all 3 seasons in one night.
No.
Oh, damn it.
Well, I'm glad you watched the correct show.
I did.
This would be a very different and very strange conversation if you didn't.
I assumed it was this one. Also, okay,
I actually didn't know there was a 1952.
Neither did I, but that's it's just Wikipedia told me.
Yeah, apparently, and it stars Bill Elliott, Myron Healy, and Phyllis Coates, and it's about the brother of a rancher, Bill Martin, is killed in a stampede started by cattlemen. Bill returned to the Fargo County to take his brother's place. That sounds a lot more boring than this one.
Yeah, that's we can talk about that one on another time if you want. Like a subcast.
A subcast.
A subcast.
Sure, let's go with that. So, well, at least I was afraid it was like, oh, maybe it's actually a remake. But no, it's definitely completely different.
Yeah, it's totally different.
But one thing I didn't realize, I thought the movie was called Fargo because it takes place in Fargo. It doesn't actually take place in Fargo. It starts in Fargo.
Yeah.
And happens everywhere else.
Yeah, that was my point too. I was like, it's not, why is it called Fargo?
I think that's just, because that's the moment stuff happens.
Well, doesn't he live in Fargo?
He does not live in Fargo. Because he lives, where they're keeping the wife and where the crazy guys are where Paul Bunyan is from. I should have written that part down, shouldn't I?
Brainerd,
there you go.
I wrote that down.
And, but no, they live, what do they keep calling it? The Twin Cities, which is what?
The Twin Cities is Minnesota?
Yeah.
And St. Paul's? But I thought, what? No, I thought he lived in Fargo. Or he worked in Fargo. No, he works in Minneapolis.
It's Minneapolis. Yeah, so right at the beginning of the movie, he goes from Minneapolis to Fargo to meet Steve Buscemi to be like, kidnap my wife.
Oh, yeah. He travels to Fargo to meet the criminals.
Yeah. So that's where it starts. And then from there, it happens everywhere else. So they spend like 5 minutes in Fargo in the whole movie, which is a little confusing to me, which I don't know why I never realized.
But would you watch a movie called Brainerd?
I mean, it's just as weird as Fargo, so... Because, I mean, before Fargo came out, I didn't know Fargo was a place. Like, it's fine.
I've actually been to Fargo, like, many times.
Really? Was it fun? Did you find that bar to get some people to kidnap other people?
No, we did find a bar, though, but probably not that one.
Okay.
I went with a friend, and then we went to a conference there twice.
Really? A conference for what?
Creative people. It was like, it was called Misfits Con, and it was like 100 people that we spent the entire weekend just like listening to people and playing weird games and partying in abandoned schoolhouses. And we partook in the hammock. Most people sitting in a hammock in one park at one time. Guinness World Record. Yeah. Cool. So we sat in hammocks and people counted us.
Now that is some good world record having fun.
Right? But like no murdering, no kidnapping. I kind of was really upset about that.
So you missed out on the best part.
Yeah, I know. And they also don't have that accent, which was also sad.
Yeah. I felt really bad though, because I know it's just an accent for the region and everything, but I was like, I can't take any of you people seriously. Like, I know these are horrible circumstances, you know, people are dying. What is it? Like 8 people died in this movie. And in relatively horrific ways. And
is it 8 people?
Yeah, it's 8. So there's the police officer, there's the 2 people in the car, there's the wife, there's the
Wait, does the wife die? Did I miss that?
Yeah, the wife. Yeah, she dies. The crazy guy kills her in the apartment because she started screaming again.
I missed that part.
Yeah, it's like 3 seconds. It's literally a flash when Steve Buscemi's character walks back in at the end and he's got like blood coming out of his face.
Yeah.
And he's like, what happened to her? And it just flashes over to her and flashes back to the guy eating dinner. And, okay. And she's dead. She's just dead.
Shatim says that she thought the Fargo was the name of somebody in the movie.
It's so confusing.
Why is this called Fargo?
Well, I think I mean, maybe they were just trying to think of like the shortest but most intriguing name out of the movie. Like, I don't know. Yeah, because it's true. Brainerd really doesn't sound as interesting as Fargo does.
No, it doesn't. I was just seeing if there's anything that talks about it, but there isn't anything that talks about why it was called Fargo.
I think
God, they won a lot of awards for this.
Oh, they won a bunch of Oscars and everything.
They won 2, yeah.
I mean, rewatching the movie, I forgot how good it was. I really did.
I wasn't into it as much as I was the first time.
Oh, really? No,
yeah.
I was paying a lot more attention to just the story setup because the Coen brothers have a really interesting way of creating their stories and telling their stories. And they're relatively basic stories, every single one of them, but they make them so weird and so interesting. And it's just like how they introduce their characters, how you understand the mentality of their characters and what their purposes are and all that kind of stuff. And like this is a relatively short movie. It's only like an hour and 30 something minutes, 38 minutes. And I fully felt like it was maybe, 2.5 hours long. Like it's one of those like epics.
Well, yeah, like not. It took me 2 nights to watch a 98-minute movie. It takes place outside of Fargo, and Fargo is in North Dakota, which is a west province. No, state. State is a west state. That, fun fact, is north of South Dakota.
What? That's crazy.
Who knew?
Yeah.
I loved the accent though. Sorry, I gotta go back to the accent for a minute. I loved it. I loved when they were saying things. Who was it? Was William H. Macy, who I also adore. He was like, okay, well, good. Like, I'm just like, I love you. Also, it's like, it's the accent that people make fun of Canadians for having.
Yeah.
And I was like, but they're not Canadians, but that's also like what you think we sound like. So.
But I
loved it.
Well, the thing is, there's nothing really for me to relate to. Like, is that, did they do the accent well? I have no idea. That's not a accent I've ever heard outside of this movie, really.
No, the people I know from Fargo do not have that accent.
Okay.
But also these people weren't from Fargo, apparently. Hey, Astrolith, welcome for coming in. Welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
I'm great.
Yeah, currently we're stuck on accents and how goofy it is, but how
he also said "oh geez" a lot.
Yes.
And I was just like how he says it. I was just like, I love you so much.
Oh, no, my favorite was the, oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
The one scene where she's talking to the girls in the bar and she just says it like 25 times every time they said anything.
She
was
so annoyed with them. You could tell she was just like, I hate these girls so much, but I have to interview them, but they're so dumb and they're not giving me anything.
You know, he was just kind of, funny looking. Oh, yeah?
Like how? How so? Just,
and like
funny looking.
I love the look on her face, that whole scene.
She's just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I hate this. Can I leave?
Actually, one of my favorite scenes in the movie as well is the part where she's talking to William H. Macy and he's going on about how he's cooperating, what her problem is, and she gets upset. And it actually like her very pleasant, smiley face, because the whole time it's like, yeah, she's doing a serious job, but she's very pleasant and happy the whole time.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, like, you see the switch in her face and the tone of her voice, even though the accent is still there, all of a sudden you're just like, oh, there it is. She doesn't take shit from nobody.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
And she's also, 7 or 8 months pregnant the entire movie?
The entire movie, yeah.
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 And she's just like, no, fuck you, no.
Yeah,
But
what was funny about it was she took 33 minutes to show up in the movie, and she solves the case in like 2 days or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that's because they were stupid criminals. But yeah, it's kind of awesome.
Well, I mean, for one thing, the guy just kept killing everybody, which is, I mean, sure, removing witnesses, but also you're leaving a trail of dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure he's just making it easier for people to figure out who did it.
Yeah, and also driving around with a car with no plates, and people are just going to look for a car with no plates. Should be fine.
Oh, I love that the plates said, was it DLR? And the guy's book said DLR, and her partner was just like, oh, I don't think he finished writing it down. And she was just like, I don't think I agree with you. I think it was dealer plates. And he was like, oh, right. Ugh.
Like, right. Because she's the smart one.
She's
right?
so smart. She's so smart.
But yeah, it's really true. Like, when you hear someone's accent, like how you perceive them. Because I know this sounds horrible, but as soon as I hear them talking, I'm like, these people are stupid. But then she does very smart things, but everybody else does something that's stupid as well. So I don't know. But that's my prejudice. Yeah. I'm putting it out there.
Stop judging people based on their accents.
I know. I wonder what people think of me when they first hear me. They're probably be like, oh my God, ew.
I can't tell you because I was crying when I first met you. So, no, I heard your voice before I met you.
Yeah, you said you laughed at me for a while.
Yeah, because I edited the videos you did for work, and I was just like, she swears so much. I love this. I need to meet her. And then you came into the office and nobody introduced you, and I was just like sad that week already. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah. So just to clarify, I was doing a voiceover for a training video.
Yeah.
And because of the timeline, I could do the recording, but I could not do the editing. And so they're just like, oh, we have somebody in the office who can edit. Just make sure you record all the audio. And I was like, oh, crap. So then I sent it out, and then I met you, and you're just like, oh, you're the girl that was swearing all the time. That was hilarious. I was like, all right.
She'd mess it up. She'd like click on something. She'd be like, oh, fuck.
It's true.
Okay, I'm going to start again. And I'm just like, But I loved it because I was like, okay, great. Cut that crap out.
I know. Cut. It's over. Yeah.
You made the editing easy.
Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I think that's what made our friendship kind of easy to happen, because we're just like, oh, we've already seen some horrible parts of each other. It's fine. Let's go. It's fine.
I already know like what level of interaction I can have with you where I'm not like, wait, can I swear in front of this person? Can I actually show that I do really swear a lot, or should I tone it down a little bit for them? And you were just like, I was like, nah, I can swear all I want with her. She doesn't care.
It's all good. Yeah, it's true. Like with the swearing and stuff, it can be I mean, I don't even think I swear that much, but there are definitely situations where I really want to swear, or I do swear, or I'm not thinking about it, so I swear. And but in front of some people, you say like fuck, and then you do the look at their face, you're like,
Yeah.
do they hate me now? Is everything okay? Are you gonna tell my mom like what's going on?
I did the first time I did that to I was like with my mom, I was like, fuck. Oh, she's not mad at me. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. We can say this in front of mom.
Your mom and my mom are very different people.
My mom's rule is like I can't I can swear as long as I'm not swearing at somebody. Mm-hmm. So like if I'm mad about something I can swear, but I can't like tell you to fuck off.
Yeah. No.
Then she's just like, no. I'm missing things in chat. Hold on.
Oh yeah, they are chatting along there, aren't they? Yeah.
Shatim is gonna rewatch this. Astrelith needs to watch it. Astrelith, you do need to watch it if you have not seen it yet. If nobody has seen Fargo yet, you need to watch this.
Yeah, it's a great movie. And one thing I know this is gonna, especially people in Canada, this is coming up real quickly, or it's already happening. It's gonna get cold and there's gonna be snow. But this movie really captures the barren, desolate nature of winter very, very well. So
and also the prairies winter. Because it's very prairies winter. Like it's not our winter, but it's very prairies winter. Sam wants to know if you like Bill Nighy's intro in Love Actually. Do you have Love Actually?
I do have Love Actually.
Dibs. I call dibs. Somebody write that down.
I'm pretty sure it's my Christmas episode next year.
Wait, your Christmas episodes, you do more people, right? You get like a whole bunch of people on it? Okay.
Yeah, it's the Christmas episode next year. That and Nightmare Before Christmas is going to be for Christmas next year.
Dave, what do you mean, do they go far? Well, I know Dave swears at a lot of people, too. That's why we're friends. Sam's got his Post-its. What else do I have about this? Oh,
do they go far in the movie? No, oh my
it's
god.
Called,
it's a pun.
Dave.
Yeah. We spent time trying to figure this out. This is horrible. Yeah. All right. We're gonna skip over that one.
Dave. My one question about the movie was, do you think that he still took the finder's fee after they said that they were going to cut him out of the deal entirely?
Well, he's dead, so I don't think it matters. And no, I don't think he took the finder's fee.
Okay. Fine then. Never mind.
I don't know. His father-in-law was an ass. But at the same time, William H. Macy's character was kind of an ass himself who had no idea about business or anything. I wrote
a casting question down in my notes, but I didn't look it up.
Oh, I had one thing about that. Okay. So the movie was on and I hadn't stopped it, so the credits were going. And one thing that caught my eye was that in the credits, the guy lying in the field has the symbol. Now, if you don't remember the symbol was AKA the artist formerly known as Prince. And I was very, very confused as to how this was in the credits. And I was supposed to look that up.
But I don't see it. It's not in IMDb.
I took a screenshot.
Oh. And Dave, yes, I did watch this movie. I did. If you were here for the beginning, I would have told you I watched it over 2 days. Just you never listen to the things I say anyways. I was looking up who Norm was. Norm is John Carroll Lynch. He is phenomenal.
Oh wait, the husband?
The husband who brought her Arby's. Arby's, and I need to say it, and y'all can fight me on this. Arby's has the best French fries because they are curly fries that have a wonderful seasoning on them. But do you know how hard it is to find an Arby's in this freaking country? I don't think we even have one where we live.
I have never been to Arby's.
There's one where I grew up.
Mm-hmm. So I cannot confirm or deny your claims.
The closest Arby's The closest one is very far away. It won't tell me what the distance is. Oh, direct. No.
What are... It's not Arby's, it's Arby's.
Arby's.
Arbys. It's a fast food chain, and they make sandwiches and fries and stuff.
Oh, see, Astrolith agrees with me about the curly fries. I have not had their sauce lately. I'm going to have to get that again. Yeah, Shatim also says curly fries are amazing. There's a cat running against my leg right now. I don't like it. Hello, Nacho. Thanks for coming in. There's one. Okay, now they're all Googling Arby's. I'm not going to tell you where the closest one is because then you're just going to stalk me. And the only person that's allowed to stalk me is Shatim.
Harvey is an invisible rabbit who is friends with oh my god, I forgot what his name is. It's not Dick Van Dyke, it's the other guy.
I've done my homework, Dave. I stopped listening to him. Harvey's is a restaurant, you know that, right?
Yeah, I'm not giving him the easy
answer.
Okay.
I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, the Invisible Bunny, because my Chrome
Jimmy Stewart, there you go.
My Chrome tab had a thing about the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about from the TV show, right?
The TV show Harvey? No, Harvey was a movie from 1950. It was Jimmy Stewart, and he had a best friend who was an invisible bunny rabbit that nobody ever saw. And the movie's sort of an indictment of the mental institutions of the time.
Okay, I was talking about Unhappily Ever After and the bunny Mr. Floppy.
Okay. That is a very different bunny. Okay.
But also a great one.
But I also think that's why they had a bunny in Donnie Darko. It was a reference to this movie, Harvey, which I wouldn't be surprised about.
I don't care about Donnie Darko. We don't have to talk about that.
Okay. Apparently that scares you.
Yeah, it does. It does. Okay. And I can't go to the mall at Easter anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently somebody's scared of Easter bunnies. It's fine.
Shh. Shh.
I feel like yelling sock puppets, but
no,
yeah,
that's
okay.
Fine.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We were talking about Fargo. Yes.
Fargo.
We got derailed by fast food and Easter bunnies. It's okay.
Well, my notes do say Arby's have the best fries because Norm bought her Arby's and she loved it.
Oh, that's what I wanted to say. The guy who plays Norm, I know him as Drew Carey's brother from the Drew Carey show.
That's who it is. Oh my god, that's who it is.
Because my notes just say Drew Carey's brother. That's all it says.
I couldn't figure out how I knew him. Yeah, he's Drew Carey's brother.
And one of the other things I noted is that in the kids' room, like William H. Macy's son's room, he goes in, talks to him, and then leaves and closes the door. And on the back of the kid's door is this giant poster of the Accordion King. And I was just like, sorry, what? This is your idol? Okay.
My entire thing about the kid was that, like, you can see he didn't even think about how the kid would react to his mom getting kidnapped because they were out and he was just, they asked him, he was like, how's your son doing? And he was like, oh shit, right.
Kid called for him. It just seemed like, he was like, oh yeah, there's somebody else in this house with me. He just seemed to like forget about that kid all the time.
Yeah, he doesn't have a son. Not at all. They're talking about bunnies.
Yeah, but Dave is talking about the compulsion to know who each actor is. Because it's true, there's certain people that you see and you look up and you're just like, why do I know this person? I've seen this person somewhere. Just like the friend that she goes to meet in like the hotel bar who's all like creepy and weird.
Oh, I have feelings about him.
Yeah, he's creepy and uncomfortable. But I was like looking at him, I'm like, I know you from somewhere. It turns out he was on In Living Color. There you go.
I don't know that show.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
what's his name in the movie?
I don't know what his name in the movie is, but you should know what In Living Color is. I'm gonna tell you this.
Do I?
Yes.
What's weird is that feeling, but you've never seen any movies of the women. Yeah. When you're like, oh, I know who this is, and then you figure out who it is, and you're like, I don't know who this is.
Oh, his name in the movie is Mike Yanagata. His name is Steve Park.
my God, where is he on the list?
Okay, so it wasn't starring Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was in Living Color. Okay, it was a comedy skit show by the Wayans brothers, and started careers of, like, for example, J-Lo. She was a fly girl on there. What's his name? Jamie Foxx. His career started there as well.
He was in Mad About You. He was in Kindergarten Cop.
Who was he in Kindergarten Cop?
He was somebody's assistant.
Sorry, he also did a voice in The Venture Brothers, so that makes me like him even more.
Okay, but he was creepy in the show.
He was very creepy in the movie.
As soon as he was like, "Can I sit beside you?" and sat down beside her, I love that she was just immediately like, "No."
She handled it so well. She wasn't mean or rude, but she was just like, "No, this is how it's gonna be. This is a situation. Yeah. You're gonna go over here, and I'm gonna sit over here, and we're just gonna have a conversation." Yeah, and I think he was expecting to get some, obviously, but I'm like,
he was.
She walked in with like 7 months pregnant. You're not. That's not how that works usually.
Some might still. Yeah, but also like still. The part that like I really liked that she was very like nicely forceful with it, but then as soon as he moved over, she immediately lost all of that strength that she had and like started apologizing, and you could just like hear the change in her voice that she kind of felt bad for saying things, which is what most women are too. Like, we're very like forceful about our feelings, and then as soon as somebody else is like sad about it, we're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so terrible. Feelings. Yeah, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings.
Yeah, but sometimes it's also the like, oh, maybe I should apologize because he might follow me home and murder me. There's also that part too. That happens.
Oh yeah, I've definitely had that where I'm like, oh, I should be nice to this guy because he might murder me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we know about those things. But yeah, how she handled the situation was kind of perfect. And it was great. And I think one of the reasons why she apologized as well is because her voice there was the same thing she did to William H. Macy. So she put on like her police voice, and she was like, no, I'm not, policing anything. So just relax. He's obviously having some sort of hard time or something. So
yeah, because he starts getting, he's like, I have my rights, and she's like, I'm not saying anything. I just here to talk, and then he like completely flips out on her. She's just like, listen, this is what's happening, and then he leaves.
He's a very bad criminal. Like, if he just kept his cool and would just answer her questions and be like, no, we did our inventory check yesterday. Nothing seems to be missing from our lot, blah, blah, blah. She would just gotten up and left. But he got all snippy and angry with her automatically. So, of course, she's going to be suddenly suspicious and ask more questions about it, right?
He would do very bad in Among Us.
Oh, yeah.
He would not be able to be an imposter in Among Us.
Oh, God. Now, every time I say, oh, yeah, that's all I'm thinking about. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I think the whole thing just fell apart because he's a bad criminal. He's bad at lying. He knows stupid people who are doing stupid things, and all of his decisions were just wrong. Every single one of them.
I'd hate to say it, but he is
a man. Oh.
He couldn't control his feelings. There was a woman telling him what to do.
How dare she?
How dare she intervene in his work to get money for a deal on a parking lot? Is that what it was? Yeah. Or it was a dealership or a parking lot he was trying to get money for?
It was a parking. It was a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, he did all of this to land a parking lot. Mm-hmm. Like, all of this was for a parking lot.
Well, I think the whole thing was he works for his father-in-law, and his father-in-law is an ass, and it takes up too much of his life, and he was trying to get some independence away from this man, which I can understand. I understand that part of it. But how you're doing it, instead of just going out there and working and actually trying to do something to make money to, move forward, is is stupid. Like, kidnap your wife. Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. Step number one. Because anytime it's like, why did, like, because even the criminals were just like, we don't get what your plan is. This doesn't make any sense.
No.
Like, you want 40 grand from your, like, you're gonna take 80 grand from your father-in-law. Give us 40 and you keep 40. Why? They're like, because I need the money. Just ask people for it. They're like, I can't ask anybody for anything. And you're like, did you even try? No. So, whatever.
And in the end, they all died.
Right? Well, technically he lived. He just got arrested and put in jail and cried like a little baby. So, that's fine.
Yeah, but he never got the 80 grand.
He didn't get anything.
He got jail time. He murdered a ton of people, didn't get any money, and is now in jail.
Yeah. But one thing we do know is approximately $980,000 is buried on the way to Brainerd
from Fargo
on a strip of road. Yeah. Is it from Fargo?
Yeah, I think it was.
It's from Minneapolis. I don't know. But anyways, that strip of road, there's $1 million, like just under $1 million in there somewhere.
I read a thing about somebody tried to go and actually find the money. And I think they froze to death, and then they were like, no, she wasn't trying to find the money. It was just suicide. But it was this whole thing where they thought she was actually trying to find the money that was buried.
Yesterday, I was talking to them about doing this podcast tonight, and they brought up a movie, which I added to my list of movies that I have a legitimate list, guys. Look at this list.
It's too
long.
bright.
It's too bright. Sorry, you can't see. Anyways, it's called Kumiko the Treasure Hunter. And I was like, why are you bringing this movie up? What we're talking about Fargo. But when you look it up, it's actually about this woman who finds a copy of Fargo, thinks it's a treasure map, and actually goes to Fargo looking for the money. So when you said that, I was just like, wait, are you describing a movie or was this like an actual story and somebody died? Because I have a feeling this woman dies in this movie, but I don't know.
Maybe then, but the thing I read, it sounded like it was like an actual story. Maybe that movie's based off of the story of this.
I have no idea. But it is on my list of movies to watch now. So maybe I'll let you know when I find a copy of it and have a look.
Yeah, come hang out. Come hang out. We'll watch it together.
Yes, we will. But it really does look very interesting. It's still like all of the images from this movie has that, like, it's very different looking, but also still has all that like cold, barren, snow-covered, windy space to it.
God, the prairies, man. It's just, you get lost in the snow.
They say no matter how much you try, if you do not have a focal point, even though at first it'll be large circles, you will end up walking in a circle no matter what. It has to do with your equilibrium.
Yeah, because nobody walks in a straight line. You're going to always walk in a slight curve.
So that's why they say if you're like, stay by your vehicle, don't like walk off into nothingness because you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah, but nowadays you can just do a pin drop in Google Maps and then where the car is and then just walk.
Well, nowadays you can. Yes, I agree with you.
I actually found a pin drop I think it was last night. I found a pin drop in Michigan in my Google Maps, and I think it's from when a friend and I went and we parked our car. And we just pin dropped where the car was because there was no way we'd find it again.
I'm very happy you weren't just lost in the wilderness.
Yeah.
That was a happy story.
That was the trip that you were supposed to go with me when we went to watch the soccer games. We like had to pin drop our car because we did not know where we were.
I'm still mad about that excursion. Still mad about it.
Yeah. I had a great time with Jasmine, but like, also mad about it.
Yeah.
Don't use modern day logic. Why?
Because the movie took place in like 1996.
I know.
And I thought it was so funny that nobody had a cell phone. Everybody's picking up, No, sorry, the movie takes place in 1987. It was made in
Yeah,
1986.
because that was the one thing I wrote down was, do both these movies take place in the same year? Well, the other one, it's filmed in 86, but does it take place in 86?
No, this movie takes place in 1987.
Yes, but
tippy-typey thing.
Ferris Bueller also takes place in 1986, so it's technically the same time
period,
but
yes,
very
correct.
Different outfits.
I mean, they had this. Well, one was winter and one was like summer, so I get it.
Yeah,
or like late spring. And
no, I'd say it's more
like,
early spring because he keeps talking about graduating in June.
True. So Dave wants to know what we feel the underlying theme of Fargo is. I think the underlying theme is watch your temper and don't try to take the quote-unquote easy way out.
Oh, I was gonna say to go to the bank for your bank loans and not kidnap your wife.
I think that works as well.
Money's not gonna buy you happiness.
But I think Frances McDormand at the end kind of encapsulates the movie, where she sits there and she's talking to the guy in the back seat, and she's like, all of this just for a little bit of money. Money isn't everything, and I think that's also part of the theme of the film, right? It's just like, why are you, why are people so obsessed with all of these things? And the thing is too, it's like, you see two lifestyles. You see William H. Macy's lifestyle and you see her lifestyle. They live in the same town, pretty much. And they kind of have the same world. They both live in relatively decent houses. They're married. She's about to have a child. He's got a child. But she's clearly very happy and very content in her world. And he is just angry because he wants more. And I think it's one of those things where if you're happy with what you have, you can see the joy in it. And it doesn't mean to stop, try to do better or to be good at what you do. It just means, don't make dumb decisions for stupid reasons.
Yeah, it's also the same, I think, that it's like, just be happy with what you have and not try to get more. Because at the end, when she's in bed with her husband's painting won the 3-cent stamp. Mm-hmm. And he's just talking about how somebody else got the stamp people will use, and he's like, no one's gonna ever use the 3-cent stamp. And she's just like, yeah, they will. Like when the postage goes up, they'll have to buy the 3-cent stamp for all the old ones. Like, she's just trying to make it like, you did something great. Like, who cares what he did? Like, people are still gonna want to use your stamps. Like, she's still proud of him for what he did, and you don't have to try to get more than you have. Just be happy with what you have. Yeah,
it's true. And like Black Magic is saying that he's reminded a little of Burn After Reading, just with the inanity and stupidity displayed. And it's true. Like, I think a lot of their movies seem to have the same sort of kind of base to it. It's a relatively easy, or supposed to be easy, like heist or something like that, and then these people are just stupid, and then something comes out of it. And you think about like Raising Arizona, and you think about what is it, Blood Simple, you think about Fargo, you think about Burn After Reading, you think about what's the other one I'm thinking of?
I wonder.
What's the one with like the black guys in like the old lady's house, and I think it's like Tom Hanks is after them. I don't know. I don't remember what that one is called. But yeah, like all of those seem to have sort of like the same base, and then they build these different stories on top of it.
Yeah, I was just looking to see if they did Trapped in Paradise, because it's kind of the same, but they didn't. So you haven't seen Trapped in Paradise, though, I think.
No, I don't. That doesn't sound familiar.
Well, I think you're gonna have to come over for a movie night. I own that one on DVD.
Oh, is this the one you were telling me about the other day?
Yes, that I want us to all watch on wine night as a Christmas movie, because it's a Christmas movie.
All right. So there we go. We're going to start our Christmas movie watching. Love it. Ooh, Bounty Fair. Yes, Lady Killers. That's the one I'm thinking of.
I also wrote down, could you imagine getting the shit kicked out of you while you're naked?
No.
Like, the guy's just like, I'm pretty sure he's having sex, right? And then the other guy comes in and just like throws her off and just like starts beating the shit out of him. And I'm just like, The poor dude. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, and it's like he takes out. It's like he's a child too. Like he pulls off his belt and starts beating him with his belt. Like, what is wrong with you?
He just like pushes him over and just starts whipping him with his belt, and the guy's just like buck naked lying there on the floor, having no idea what's going on. No context, no idea.
Yeah. I mean, tell you the truth, he kind of deserved it because he was doing stupid things, and that guy was going to end up back in prison because of him.
Oh yeah,
but
well they were all doing stupid things. But
they really were.
I mean, at least like the girl got out of there.
Yeah, she did. She ran down the hall. Yeah, she did. She got kicked in the butt, though, I think. Also, can we talk about the wood chipper?
Oh yeah, I put down he put him in the wood chipper and an exclamation mark. That's how important the wood chipper was.
Yeah, I was like, I put down the wood chipper always gets me because. So one thing I noticed about this movie is you don't actually see the violence. You see right before the violence, it cuts, and then you see the consequence of the violence.
Yeah.
So even like when the first cop gets shot in the top of the head, you see the guy reach over with the gun, and you're outside of the car. He pulls the trigger, and then you see like the blood spatter inside, right?
Yeah.
When he kills his accomplice, you see him coming at him with the axe, but you don't actually see him kill him. And then you see a foot in the wood chipper outside. But the thing is,
not just the foot, like the blood too.
Oh
like,
yeah, the
like before you see the foot, he's standing at the wood chipper, and there's just blood off the side of the wood chipper, and you're like, oh, he's not doing wood in the wood chipper. There's a body in the wood chipper.
Yeah, yeah, and it's kind of brutal. But the way they cut all of the scenes together, where there's something violent happening, you feel like you actually saw it, but you don't actually see any of it, and you're just like, whoa, this is blowing my mind. They did that so well that it's crazy. Yeah,
but I still didn't really need to see the foot in the wood chipper. Like, and he's like trying to push it down.
Also, my last note on this movie was when Frantic McDormand says, "Oh, and it's such a beautiful day" at the end during the middle of a snowstorm. And I was like, "What are you talking about? You're a crazy person."
You don't like snowstorms, but you live in Canada?
Yeah. I don't mind a snowstorm if I don't have anywhere to go, which is probably going to be this year, and I'll be fine. But if I'm stuck in a car driving along a highway with 12 layers of clothes on and a coat in a car, driving very slowly, I'm just like, no.
See, you're doing it wrong because you crank the heat and take your 12 layers off. Maybe not all 12, but like, do not wear your winter jacket while you're driving. That's just like, crazy. That's uncomfortable. Especially, I mean, if you're driving to the store and back, sure. But if you're driving for like 3 hours, no, you heat the car up, you take your coat off, you take your scarf off, you take your toques off.
Oh, I could agree with that, yeah. Yeah, if I'm driving more than 15 minutes, I take off my coat when I get in the car, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Also, Shatim has her priorities straight. She's watching me instead of making dinner. I'm eating Ritz Bits for dinner. I should be sponsored by them. I eat them on like every stream.
You really should give them a call. Be like, look, people are going to start buying this stuff because of me. Just be prepared.
Yeah. Like, there's a clip of a video game where I got lost because I was eating crackers.
Not surprised.
Yeah. I was just like, oh crap, what's going on? I got distracted. I was eating crackers.
I actually don't. This is actually one of the few times I don't actually have anything munching while I'm doing this. I don't have any candy right now.
You always have snacks.
I always have snacks. I think I ran out.
You're a snack person.
I'm a very big snack person. It's usually candy. It's usually something sweet. But every once in a while, I need like a bag of chips, and it's amazing.
Do you want to? Oh no, I'm going to see you on Saturday. I'm gonna be like, do you want to come over for nachos and sour cream?
Well, we can have nachos while we're out.
They don't sell nachos.
Yeah, they do. Come out.
They sell nachos?
Yeah, they do.
How have I never had their nachos?
I think you have had their nachos at least once.
I don't think so. I eat the kids' quesadilla.
Yeah. You're not allowed to do that again.
It's fine. I'll pay the adult price. I just don't want the adult stuff.
Okay, there's somebody from across the pond here when they say things like crisps.
I know, right? Like, what are crisps? They're not crisps. I loved how both of you were so confused over nachos. I don't believe that they... I don't believe you. But...
I've been dragging Erika to my favorite pub every once in a while. We sit outside, socially distant, but she's in my bubble because we both live alone and we don't see that many people, so it's fine.
Our flow chart is less than 10 people. It's fine.
Yeah, I think our flow chart is like 8 people or 6 people or something. It's a very small flow chart.
Yeah, and I think we've actually, as of next weekend, we can kick Jasmine off our flow chart.
Oh, yeah, we can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's going somewhere?
No, it was just been 2 weeks since we saw her.
Oh, okay. Yes. Gotcha. Okay. But yeah, no, this place they sell nachos. You never asked about nachos, so I would have pointed it out for you. It would have been fine.
Wait, is he referencing crisps to nachos? Wait, because you said chips?
Because I said chips.
Oh. Erika, why are you friends with her? I'm friends with her because she's a lovely human being that gives me her sour cream.
I did. I bought you a tub last time.
Oh my god, yeah, you did.
Also, I feel like I should have yelled phrasing before I said that, but it's okay. Fine.
I'm looking at their list. They don't have nachos. This is a very tangent. This is a very side tangent, but I just want you to know that there is no nachos on their menu.
They used to have nachos. I've had nachos there many times.
No, because I would have gotten it instead of the cheese curds. But the cheese curds are good too.
Maybe they don't have it because of COVID. It might be like a changed menu thing.
Oh my god, they've got the linguine right now though.
Linguine is delicious.
Brig. Okay, I'll stop looking at this.
Yeah, you will. Anyways, okay. So, any more comments about Fargo, or should I try to?
Does anybody in the chat?
Segue better.
Does anybody in the chat have any questions or comments about Fargo?
Fargo.
Will I look at my list?
Oh, Duff drinks a lot. Just to let you know, they're deep fried cheese curds, not just like a bowl of cheese curds. They're so good.
They're so good. Also, I think they don't. Are they on Skip the Dishes?
I don't think so. I don't use any of those apps. If I want food from somewhere, I order from the place so the place gets more money.
But like I'm not gonna go do pickup from there right now.
Oh yeah, it's a little far for you.
No, they're not on Skip the Dishes. Also, for your donuts, you made me break my Uber Eats boycotting.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I had to use Uber Eats for those.
Sorry,
hold on. Yeah, what is this? Oh my, what is with these people that don't know what they didn't know what something else was? What was the other thing they didn't understand?
Arby's.
Cheese curds. It's a cheese curd is a cheese. It's the cheese you put on poutines, for one thing.
A lot of people outside of North America don't even know what poutine is.
They do, right? But I've fought them. They think you can put cheddar cheese on a poutine. I think it was cheddar cheese.
So,
that's not a poutine.
Cheese curds are apparently
Lisa wants to know. We'll be nice now.
Oh, Tim got it. It's good. It's there. But yeah, it's cheese.
Curdled milk, either eaten alone as a snack or prepared dishes. Yeah, but you just so the fried cheese curds is you fry it. You put it in batter and then fry it. Mm-hmm. And Dave wants to know about my boycotting. Essentially, it was I spent over $20 on food. It arrived uncooked, and Uber Eats would not even give me a $5 credit. But I lost $20 on food. So I'm using Skip the Dishes instead.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a shitty day.
You'll DM Duff Drinks a Lot where they can get cheese curds. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say it on stream.
Yeah, for sure.
My stomach is yelling. Mine is too, Shateem.
Yeah, I haven't eaten dinner either, so we'll get on that after this, but I don't know. I haven't been cooking this
must
week.
know where these deep fried cheese curds are, and cheddar cheese has no business. Cheddar cheese has no business. Any cheese that's not a cheese curd has no business being on a poutine. No.
Really?
Yeah, no. It has to be cheese curds. Otherwise, no, it's not a poutine.
I mean, cheese curds are definitely better, but if you put like a mozzarella or cheddar, I don't mind it.
Oh my god, in Quebec they call them squeak squeak cheese.
Apparently Dave wants me to ask you how good my food looked. How good did Dave's food look?
Hold on, I gotta catch
I'm
up
so
to this.
confused.
Surely it's the restaurant place. Yeah, but the restaurant wouldn't do anything because I ordered it from Uber Eats as well. So I moved. I just moved instead of ever ordering from that restaurant again. That's the reason I moved, is because of that restaurant.
That was it.
I mean, the version of it up here is amazing. They love me. They remembered me. Tracy asked Erika how good it did. His food did look really good. Dave's really good at cooking. And I'm not saying that in like a sarcastic, sassy way. His food is very good looking.
Does his food look as good as my food?
Like, I don't want to pick sides on this.
I want to start a fight. This is what I'm here for.
But his food does look decent. What group chat is that in? Nacho's food looks good too. All of these people with food.
Yeah. Food is delicious.
Yeah, no, Dave makes his own Chinese food.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, I don't. You make your own pierogies. I don't. I just buy them frozen. Ooh, maybe I'll have pierogies later.
Remember I made the beef dumplings a little while
What
ago?
about cheese curd and other cheese? And another cheese on a poutine? Like cheese curd and another cheese on a poutine?
Yeah.
Show me your... Dave wants you to show him yours and he'll show you his.
Just follow my... You can follow my other Instagram. I'm going to just put it in this chat. It's fine.
I don't think you can because only mods can put link. Or are you just putting the at?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Don't do a link. She posts her food all the time.
I cook when I'm bored, so then I end up creating things that take a lot of time. So that's what I do.
Ooh, caramelized. Oh, I don't like onions, but I do enjoy the pulled pork part on poutines. I miss what is the poutine place?
Smokes Poutineery.
Smokes Poutineery. Oh my god, the poutines from there.
Which one did I like? I like the... What was it? I don't know. It was like the nacho one or whatever. Which we're back to this again. But it was like gravy and it had like salsa and guac and like stuff on top of it.
Yeah.
And it frustrated me when I couldn't sit and eat it there because it closed the top and when you opened it, it looked like it was all pre-chewed, but it was still delicious. But yeah.
My favorite is you can get the pierogies one. So you get poutine with pierogies and sour cream on top of it. So good.
Yeah.
So good. And like there used to be one up here. We walked up once because they were open till 3 a.m. We walked up once at like 2 a.m. and the whole restaurant had shut down.
No.
They were gone. Yeah. So we're just standing there like a bunch of drunk idiots wanting poutine.
Yeah.
Anyways, nobody had anything to say about Fargo, I think. We're all just talking about food now.
Food now. Yeah, which is that good or bad? I don't know which way to take this.
Shateem, you're more than welcome to send me nachos. You know where I live.
Yeah, so I guess we're gonna sidestep into Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which seems to take place at the same time as Fargo, which I don't know why I didn't put those two things together, but there you go.
That's what I'm here for. Nothing except pointing that little things out.
Yeah, and one thing I have to say, I still want Ferris's sweater vest. A sweater cardigan. I don't know what's up with that thing. I just want it. Yeah, I think it's great.
Do you want me to make you one?
Ooh, can you're gonna knit me what is that? Like it's got like leopard spots on it or something. It's great.
I could probably figure it out.
Done. I'll take it. Thank you.
That might take me a while, but I can probably figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, in 5 years from now you'll be like, here you go. I'll be like, what the fuck is this? He's so confused.
You're just like, I don't remember this. And I'll be like, do you not remember anything we've done together ever?
Nope. Should I? I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy.
I don't know what we did last week. Oh, we watched Halloween movies. That was not last week.
So one of the things I looked up as soon as I started this movie was the ages of the actors in it, because one of the things up until, I don't know, even right now, But they used to hire people who were clearly not teenagers to play teenagers.
Oh, it's like,
And
I think it's less apparent now, but it used to be very obvious.
very obvious. But even watching this movie, they found people who looked relatively young, like they were around the correct age.
Yeah.
I was wrong. Matthew Broderick was 24. Alan Ruck was 30. But Sara, Mia Sara, she was actually 19, so she was actually a teenager.
Oh, so they had one person that was like really close to the actual age.
Actual
Because they were
age, yeah.
probably 18.
Yeah,
They were in grade 12?
So she wasn't. So she was in grade 11 because she had one more year, and those two, yeah. So they should have been like 17.
No, I would have been 18 when I graduated.
Well, it depends on your birthday.
You would have been 18, 17 or 18, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my birthday's in the summer, so I was 17. But yeah, that's right. So
I did an extra year because high school's fun.
I don't know. I was well, we had OACs to go to university, right?
Yeah.
So I still did OACs when I was in school. So that was fine. But technically I was told by my teachers that because of how many credits I had, I could have gone to university at the end of grade 12. But by law, you had to do an OAC year before you went to university.
Yeah.
So I graduated with like 6 extra credits that were like, I don't know. They were stupid classes too. It was an art class, but it was like advanced physics, calculus, and chemistry, I think. And art class and a drama class and something else. And I was like, an English class. It was an English class.
Why?
And I was like, I don't fucking know.
I needed extra credits. I did co-op. I worked at Foot Locker. I got paid for my school hours. They were like, you need another credit. I was like, cool, I'll take 3 extra credits and I'll go work at Foot Locker all day for an entire semester.
No. Yeah, no, they made us stay in school because blah. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no, my school was very big on taking co-op and you going off and doing things outside of school and getting experience. Anyways.
I mean, we did stuff like that as well, but like at the time, if you wanted to go to university, you just had to do an OAC year. And I was like,
oh yeah, no. My sister was the last for OAC.
Mm-hmm.
Which was Christine, and yeah, 24 is the average age for high schoolers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like some movies are so obvious. You're just like, there's no way in hell you're in high school. Like, what is all of this? You know, like you have a dad bod. Like, what is happening here?
Well, I agree with Duff Drinks a lot that Alan Rook did not look like he should have been. He was in high school.
Really? I didn't think he did. It worked. Like, I didn't think he was 30, but I know he wasn't in high school. But I don't think he looked so out of place. Like, he didn't look, like, who was in 90210? Like, all of them didn't look like anywhere near people who should have been in high school.
Luke Perry didn't look like he should have been in high school?
He was like 45.
Okay. I don't know. I thought he looked like he should have been in college. So, like, he didn't look 30, but he did not look like he was in high school.
I don't know. But, I mean, they were about to graduate high school and they were going to be in college.
Who was it? I was talking to somebody yesterday that they hadn't seen any John Hughes movie. It was Queen Shatim. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I know. She's questioning my friendship with you, but she hasn't seen any John Hughes movie.
You got to see a few. You got to see this one. The Breakfast Club.
Pretty in Pink? Is Pretty in Pink the one that I'm thinking of? I
don't like Pretty in Pink that much. Like, I get it. It's okay.
No, do you want to know what my favorite one is? And I have it on DVD.
What
do you want to guess what my favorite John Hughes is?
Is it 16 Candles?
No.
Is it She's Having a Baby?
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he did do 16 Candles, Black Magic. Oh, he's great.
I really like 16 Candles, but it's not my favorite.
Well, except for you watch it now and what is it? The Asian character is offensive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They just need to put a disclaimer in front of it and it's fine.
I think they actually are starting to do that on some
they are.
Channels now.
No, say anything is my favorite.
Really?
I love John Cusack.
I found that one so boring.
It's baby John Cusack.
Yeah, but he's also in 16 Candles.
I know, but still.
He's one of the nerd friends who's just like, yeah, whatever, you can never get with a girl. Joan Cusack's also in it, and she's got headgear. It's really funny.
Is she? That's the one with his name's Ducky in the show, in the movie, right?
No, that's Pretty in Pink.
That's Pretty in Pink. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. John Cryer.
Look, I didn't rewatch those.
Well, you didn't have to.
I know, but I feel like I will now.
What's really funny, I'm saying 16 Candles is great, and I don't like Pretty in Pink that much, but Pretty in Pink is the one that I own. I don't know why.
Dibs.
Dibs on a lot of things today, Erika. Are you sure you're just going to be on for like a whole year? Is that what's going to happen?
Can we just like co-host this on your stream?
Yes, totally.
I'll wear my sweater though with my merch though.
Yes. See, now I have to get one, and I could wear it, so then we can, it could be
no,
like,
that's what your Christmas. Well, your Christmas present's not my merch, but anyways, I had to look up who the sister was because I couldn't think off the top of my head that it was Dirty Dancing.
Jennifer Grey.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, I know her, and I could not think of what it was.
But she was also in, oh my god, what's that movie called? Wolverines. Oh, they made a remake with Thor, and it was horrible.
But not Thor, like with Chris Hemsworth.
With Chris Hemsworth, yes.
Like Thor was in what movie was Thor in?
I'm really bad at like Red Dawn.
I was gonna let you have
Thank
it, but Red Dawn. Oh yeah, we watched. I watched the remake, and then other Tracy's dad made us watch the original.
Yes. So Jennifer Grey's in that one with Patrick Swayze, and apparently, so I was watching the movies that made us, the Netflix show, and they were talking about Dirty Dancing, and apparently Jennifer Grey didn't want to make Dirty Dancing with Patrick Swayze because how he treated her on the set of Red Dawn.
That's what I heard too.
He was like a real asshole. But apparently, like on this, he like apologized and stuff, and they got along pretty well, even though he was still very tough to work with, because he's kind of a perfectionist, or was a perfectionist, I should say. But yeah, I love the fact that that's what I remember, but I can't remember the name of any of the movies. It's fine. I'm okay.
It's okay. I think that they filmed things. So I thought 2 of the scenes were out of order in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because the nurse goes to get, is it Sloan? Is that the girlfriend's name? Yeah. Goes to get her out of class. But then you see the receptionist and the principal trying to figure out what class she's in.
That is true. And he's running to the class. That is correct.
But she's already been pulled out of class by the nurse because her grandma died. And I was just like, I'm sorry, but she already left class because the nurse died. But now the principal's trying to figure out what class she's in? Mm-hmm. But she's not in class anymore.
Well, maybe what it is that they called, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm trying to justify the mix-up, but it's true. Like when I watched it too, I was like, this doesn't seem correct. But then I got over it really quickly because I was like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Clearly not a good principal. He was a terrible principal. He was far too obsessed with Ferris Bueller. Far too obsessed with him.
Because he deserves everything that happened to him that day.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, you had no need to go to his house to try to take him down and crawl into his backyard and all this kind of stuff. Like, if you got ignored at the front door, just freaking go. Just leave.
Yeah.
You park your car in front of a fire hydrant, it's going to get towed. That is your problem.
He missed 9 days in school. Like, 9's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but for the semester...
I guess it depends how long your semester is, but like our semesters were 4 months long.
Yeah, but 9 days and 4 months, that's a lot.
That's not a lot.
It is.
Says somebody who I also never went to international business, and I got a 93.
But yeah, no, he's a horrible principal. Like I enjoyed everything bad that happened to him, and I always forget how much I would enjoy that because I was kind of afraid I'd better understand the adult version of it. It's like, oh no, I understand the principle now, why he's doing all this. I'm watching the movie, I'm just like, I still don't. You're an idiot. What are you even doing? Like, you're being irresponsible.
Yeah, like what Tim says too, like he left the school grounds for the majority of the day. Like the principal left his main job, which is to watch over these kids, to track down one that was supposed to be homesick. Like it just, I hope he got fired.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I mean, in the end, he got sweaty pocket gummy bears. So maybe that counts.
That is true. It actually turned out, like, I looked up the girl who gave him the candy, and she does a bunch of, like, voice work on a bunch of different shows. And I was like, oh my god, you're amazing.
That was totally me in high school, too. The nerdy girl with sweaty gummy bears.
Ew. Really?
No.
That makes me sad.
No. No, I did not.
I will just say this. I may have been the nerdy girl in high school, but I never had sweaty gummy bears, okay? It's fine. My gummy bears were all fresh and squishy and delicious.
My brain went to, like, thinking your gummy bears were something else for a second.
No, that's not innuendo. It's literally gummy bears. Maynard's gummy bears in the little pink package. You whip it open. It's fine. Everything I say sounds good now.
It does.
What is your problem?
And I feel like Dave's gone. He's missing all of this. No, he's still here. Your gummy bears brought all the boys to the yard.
Of course they did. Thank you. Everybody needs a little sugar in their life. It's fine. As I argued about, like, sugar. I argued with them about, like, comic books and stuff. I still remember having an argument with this guy in school who didn't realize how nerdy I was. And he was having an argument with his friend about Wolverine, and Wolverine Origins had just come out, and they were talking about his adamantium and how, like, he got it removed from him and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, but he wasn't born with adamantium. It was put into him, and then he got kidnapped, and then it was ripped out of his body, so he's gone feral. And they just looked at me like I was a psycho, and we argued for like 45 minutes. Next day, I'm like, I've read the comic books. Next day, I brought in the comic books. I'd be like, here, 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 and here. What is your problem? This is before Google, okay? This is how old I am. I'm sorry. This is why I had to physically bring in the comic books, and I couldn't win the argument on the spot. So,
hey, I just remember getting in fights with my best friend over hockey.
Yeah.
There was, like, days where, like, her hockey team beat my hockey team, and we just did not speak the entire next day. We'd both walk in with our jerseys on and just been like, she was just like, she liked the Colorado Avalanche.
Sure.
Yeah, and I was supporting Calgary Flames because of a family member.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, we would just walk in the next day with our jerseys on and just be like, I'm not talking to you the entire day. It's like our lockers are beside each other. We have every class together, and we sit beside each other. It's just like, no.
I need this question answered by, like, did you give her summer teeth?
I don't know what summer teeth is.
You know when you knock out a tooth?
Oh.
Crazy.
No. Yeah. I wasn't violent. I mean, not to my friends. That's not what this podcast is about.
No. It's not about violence. But
it's not. It's about love and spending the day having fun in the sun.
Yeah. But you can bring up hockey in this because he's wearing a Red Wings jersey for most of the show.
Yeah, and then I had to look it up. It's not filmed in Detroit. It takes place in Chicago, doesn't it?
It does take place in Chicago.
Yeah, so I'm like, why is he wearing a Red Wings jersey?
Because maybe he's a fan of the Red Wings. Mm-hmm. I actually wouldn't be surprised if that's, like, serious trivia somewhere. Like, why is he wearing a Red Wings shirt? And it's probably just like, oh, this is the only jersey we could find at the time, and he wanted to be a hockey fan. It's fine.
Sorry, I got distracted by something. Wait. Oh, Molly Ringwald wanted to play Sloane. John wouldn't let me do it. He said the part wasn't big enough for me.
Okay, so apparently this is why he wears a Red Wings shirt. I don't remember this coming up in the movie, but maybe they had this, like, written in the original script, or just, like, as a character, like, just to figure out what to put them in. But it says that Cameron had a grandfather in Detroit who he had a great relationship with and who used to take him to Red Wings games. It could also be seen as a dig at his Blackhawks loving father. That works as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I do support the other Michigan schools football team to make my dad mad.
Just for fun.
Yeah. And I have a great relationship with my dad, but that was my rebellion. I was just like, no, Michigan State's better. It really annoys him.
Apparently that's basically the plot of the hockey sweater. I know. Wait, I'm assuming you're talking about the book that was made into like a little short cartoon, right? It's like a kid's book.
It's a kid's book from when we were kids.
Yeah. I did not grow up in a hockey household, so I didn't read any of this stuff. I know about it because I worked in a bookstore for a bunch of years.
Oh no,
but
sorry.
It's
a book that was way before we were kids. I just need to preface that by anybody Googling it. This is not how old we are. We are old, but not that old.
Yeah, because it's not from the 60s or something?
It's from 79.
79. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes.
Had to undate ourselves.
Yes. But yeah, if that's true, then that's kind of amazing because a little bit of Canadiana in there technically then. It's fine. I'm fine with it.
Oh, shoot. There was one thing I wanted to mention about Fargo.
What?
Fargo was a co-production between the UK and the US.
Was it?
Yeah, it said it in the credits or something, so I Googled it. Yeah, it's a co-production between the UK and the US. They both paid for it to be made.
Interesting.
Which is why I'm also surprised the British people in the chat don't know about Fargo. But it's fine. They're all young too.
But I mean, sometimes it just might be the popularity of something isn't as big somewhere compared to somewhere else.
But they like paid for it.
It's not like they took their taxes and paid for it. It was a production company.
No, the Queen paid for it. Yeah, the Queen paid for it.
Yeah.
Get that tax money.
Like, you're gonna get all of them to like leave this chat and get very angry at us and be like,
no,
the Queen, don't talk about the Queen mom that way.
They love me.
Yeah. The Mandalorian does get money from Quebec and Ontario. So does Star Trek Discovery. So, it's all filmed.
I paid for what? Okay.
You paid for Fargo. We're just gonna let you know that.
No, she's from Quebec.
Oh, she's paying for the Mandalorian then.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah.
Wait, did you notice that the receptionist was sniffing whiteout?
Yes. I loved it.
Yeah.
I made notes about that as well because I'm like, oh, it's just like sniffing the thick big markers back in the day. Like,
yeah, she's just sitting there with her little. And I'm like, oh my god, why? No, you're better than this.
I know. I swear to God, computers have ruined so many industries, including the whiteout industry. Because when was the last time you needed whiteout, any kind? Not even just like the liquid paper, like the ones that came like. It looked like paper in a tube thing and just like rub it up.
Yeah, I used it at work last year.
Did you really?
Yeah, oh, I don't remember why, but I was writing out handwritten notes for someone and I screwed up. I don't know. Maybe the printer wasn't working and I didn't want to talk to the IT intern again. Mm-hmm. So I just wrote notes out by hand.
I love it.
Don't worry about it, Dave.
I can't even think of the last time I used any kind of whiteout.
I also use highlighters on it. Well, not anymore, but I made our receptionist order me a pack of multicolored highlighters. You're
not a person who highlights in books, are you?
No.
Okay.
They were for my notebook.
That's fine. I'm sorry. I don't care what book it is, whether it's a textbook or it's a novel or it's just some kind of reference. Do not highlight in your book or do like the bend the corner.
Do not fold the corners down. Do not.
Savages.
Do not fold the corner down of your book. No, don't be those people. That is not how you bookmark things.
Yeah.
You get a piece of paper. It could be a receipt. Look, bookmark. It's a bookmark. You don't fold corners down. Do not do that to your books, people.
I know. Yeah, all of my books, I lend them to people and they're like, did you even read this? I'm like, of course I did. I take care of my book. Thank you.
Do I have any books that you'd want to borrow? Also, Tracy forgot Lamb. She left it here last night after we thought about it.
Oh.
No, it's on the coffee table. I didn't notice until like this afternoon.
Such a good book. Yesterday we were talking about the book Lamb by Christopher Moore. It is a very good book.
I'm
Very
sorry.
entertaining.
I'm sorry.
That's it.
Sam says he can't read.
Why can't he read? Is he okay?
I don't know. There's gonna be many follow-up questions to this later.
Yeah.
The Gospel of Biff. It is my favorite Christopher Moore book. Shatine. Okay, we're very off tangent though.
Yes. We're going all over the place. Okay.
Can I mention how terrible of a friend Ferris is though?
Yeah, he's not a great friend, but one thing I kind of liked about this movie was I think I've complained about this a couple of times on different episodes of the podcast where the idea of being a carefree spirit means you don't care about other people, you put other people in danger and all this kind of stuff. And within this movie, I would consider Ferris Bueller to be like a carefree individual. But one thing I realized about him in this, yeah, he's not the best friend, but it is very obvious he actually cares about the people around him.
He very much cares about the people around him.
And that's what makes him different than a lot of other movies where they talk about like free-spirited characters and stuff. Yeah, he takes his friend's dad's car out for a drive and everything, but he never puts them in physical danger in any way, shape, or form. He never does anything that will get them like arrested, but he lets them have fun. And then when something does go wrong, he actually cares. He doesn't walk away from it.
Yeah, he tried to take blame for the car.
Yeah.
But Cameron wouldn't let him. But it bugged me that he didn't even listen to Cameron.
Yeah. At the beginning, he's like, we've been friends since we were 5, and I know exactly what you're going to do, so it's fine. But also, he knows his friend's a hypochondriac. He knows his friend's just not going to do anything, and it's a nice day. Go outside, have a little fun. And Bouncy Ferret is saying that it does help Ruck to stand up to his father, and it's true. It pulls him out of his shell to be like, you're gonna be going to college next year. You're going to need to take care of yourself and be able to stand up to people. If you can't do that at home, what is going to happen when people aren't around you to take care of you? It's very clear Ferris takes care of him and cares about him, but also at the same time he's just like, oh, you're such a whiner, let's go have fun.
Let's go have fun.
So I really liked that about the character, because like I was saying before, I was very scared that A, I would more empathize with the adults in the movie, and B, he would be one of those asshole free spirit characters. I'm just like, I fucking hate you. I hate you so much. So I still love him. I think he's great.
All right, I'll allow it. Did you notice that they were rubbing Bunny's foot?
When they were in the back of the cab?
Yeah.
Down? Yes. I thought that was really funny.
I was like, yeah, that I think is definitely an 80s thing.
Yeah. What's funny about it is that John Hughes actually didn't direct that many movies. But he actually directed this one, and it was his 8th writing credit, which I find fascinating.
Kenny Ortega.
Who's Kenny Ortega?
He did the choreograph for this movie and also Dirty Dancing.
Ooh, interesting.
But I think he also did High School Musical. Were we not talking about this on Halloween? We were, because he did Hocus Pocus and Halloween. Or, sorry, High School Musical 3. We did talk about this on Halloween. Maybe it was Jasmine that was talking about Kenny Ortega. But we talked about Kenny Ortega on Halloween.
Did we? I don't know. I don't remember that.
Yeah, because he did the choreograph for Hocus Pocus. Mm-hmm. And then somebody saw that and they were like, oh, he did High School Musical.
Cool.
But he did it for Ferris Bueller and then also for Dirty Dancing, which the sister was in.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of cool. But there is a bit of trivia for that sequence, though. So I think there's 3 shots where there's construction workers. There's a construction worker, and there's a guy who's like a window washer or something, and he's like in like scaffolding, and they're just like doing kind of like weird movements. Apparently, those guys were not part of the shoot. They filmed them, then asked them after to put them in the movie because they're just like, we just think it's hilarious and we like it. But also, people want to know how it's possible that none of the parking attendants didn't scratch the car at all.
Because they didn't want them to know that they stole it. So you just like drive it very carefully, very fast, and then you take it back.
But I don't know. They did do that in 2 of those scenes. Like the part where they came right out of the parking lot. The back bumper definitely hit the ground. And then there was the part where they went over the hill and they were clearly flying and they landed. So that alone would have shifted things and loosened a bumper or 2 for sure.
Well, Cameron didn't check the bumper. He only looked at the top of it and said, oh, it looks fine. So he could have scratched, they could have probably definitely damaged the bumper, but he didn't look at it.
True. But it's a nice car though. But I'm not, I like,
it was
like,
okay
I don't,
car.
It's an okay car. Like, I don't mind, like, those little cars, but really, I'm more of, like, a muscle car person or, like, not a truck, like a SUV or, like, a Jeep person.
I'm a classic car person. Like, I love the classic cars. Like, I love the 1930s pickups and
Oh, Fords. Yeah, those are beautiful cars.
Oh, my God. My dream is to have a 1930 Ford pickup in navy blue.
You how much work you would have to do to like restore one of those?
Oh, I know somebody that has one.
Fully restored?
Yeah, fully restored. I was in one when I was 12. My grandfather is a lifetime member of the Transportation Museum. So we used to spend a lot of the summer borrowing people's classic cars in exchange for he had a 73 Stingray. So people would borrow his car for the weekend and he'd borrow theirs. And I was just like, you need to buy me this, Grandpa.
Awesome.
Grandpa, you need to buy me this. And he was like, when you can drive. And then he never bought it for me. Still waiting. Still waiting for my grandpa to buy me that car.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Back to the movie.
Yes. Back to the movie. No, just looking like Bouncy Ferret mentioned that he loves the 69 Mustang GT. That's also a fantastic car. I love it. Yeah, so I don't know. Where do you want to go from
Sorry,
there?
I started eating a cracker.
I started eating a cracker. Oh my God. So the part where Cameron's in bed and they just show him lying there and he's just like, I'm dying. Yeah, my note is, oh my God, I've had those moments. Yeah, it's just, I think everybody's had one of those moments where you're just I don't want to move. I don't want to do anything. Everything just seems wrong. I'm going to just lie here.
But his moment was more depression, not hungover, right?
Oh yeah, no, he's not hungover.
Okay, because I definitely get those feelings when I'm hungover.
He's a hypochondriac, and he's depressed. Yeah. So yeah.
I have a note about Matthew Broderick being so cute. And then also, did Alan Ruck do anything after this?
Yeah, he was in Spin City. He was in. Oh wait, he was in a movie I did the other day. What movie did I do the other day? Oh no, that's Matthew Broderick was in Election. That I did the other day. Alan Ruck's been in tons of things.
Yeah, but what recently? Oh my God, he was in Star Trek.
He was in Star Trek. Oh my God, Generations. He was the captain of the new Enterprise where Kirk dies on his first mission.
Well, it says Star Trek of Gods and Men, so sure that's Enterprise? I don't know.
Of Gods and Men, that's the... What?
Yeah, it says here that he was Star Trek of Gods and Men. Ooh, Tales from the Crypt. I remember that show.
Of Gods and... What is Of Gods and Men? What is this?
Oh yeah, Spin City. Wait, which one is Spin City? Spin City was Michael J. Fox. I'm trying to get a picture of it. I'm sure I've seen this.
Oh yeah, you've definitely seen it. But I have no idea what this Of Gods and Men thing is from 2007. It's a full hour and 27 minutes.
You don't know something about Star Trek? I'm just looking through all the TV shows he's been on. Oh my God, The Exorcist had a TV show? Shateem, we should watch The Exorcist TV show. If you're still there. We should watch it.
He's also a Ghost Whisperer.
Is that one of the fan-made movies? Is that one of the fan-made movies?
What, the Ghost Whisperer?
No, the Star Trek of Gods and Men.
Well, it says it was directed by Tim Russ. So Tim Russ played Tuvok on Voyager. And he was also in a couple episodes of TNG.
So it's
well as
not,
one of the movies.
it's a 3-part 30 minutes thing.
Yeah, because it's just called a video. It's not called a movie. It's not called anything, which means it's probably something that was put on like YouTube for whatever reason.
Described by the producers as a 40th anniversary gift from Star Trek actors to their fans. Not endorsed by the rights holders of hoarders. They're hoarding the rights. Holders of Star Trek. But has been covered on the official Star Trek website. I love Voyager. My first crush was Janeway, just saying before I go. Thanks, Dave, for the last little tidbit of information. Okay, good. Shatim is in. Shatim and I are going to watch The Exorcist TV show.
All right.
Star Wars. Did I say it?
Oh, he's going to be in Freaky. That's awesome.
I don't know what Freaky is. I saw that too, but I don't.
So Freaky is this new movie where it's a new take on like Freaky Friday, where this teenage girl's body is taken over by a serial killer and her memories in the serial killer's body, and they have to try to swap. But he's killing people in her teenage body, and she's like an old man trying to like stop things.
It's starring Vince Vaughn.
It is starring Vince Vaughn. Yeah, he's also in the TV show Succession, which is very popular right now. He's one of the sons. So yeah, there you go. He's in some very popular things right now.
I just wrote down Heartless Wench, but I don't know why, and I didn't write any context to it.
Heartless Wench. Who says Heartless
But I think
Wench?
somebody gets called Heartless Wench in it.
I have a feeling it's the secretary.
The secretary is the Heartless Wench?
Yes, that's what it is. It's the sister when she goes into the office to talk to Mr. Rooney, and Rooney's not there. She calls her a heartless wench.
Oh, okay. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed it apparently on Monday night. I'm just going to start calling everybody Heartless Wenches.
Heartless wench, yeah. What? Oh, that actually reminds me. There was one thing I did not like about this movie, and I did not like about Ferris, was when they pulled in.
One thing?
They pulled into the garage, and they're talking to the attendant at first, and he's like, "Do you speak English?"
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh, that was not necessary." Like, it was not necessary.
No. Yeah, no.
So.
It was the guy in the corridor was calling the sister a Heartless Wench. Oh, because yeah, because, oh, hold on. I've got to allow this.
Oh, is that the part where, is that the part where she like smacks the,
he's raising money to send Ferris a get well gift, and she smacks it out of his hand, and he yells at her for being Heartless Wench.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. So before we started the podcast, I was looking up something, and Erika's just like, "Why are you looking this up?" I'm like, "I'm looking up the band Save Ferris because they're named after Save Ferris in this movie."
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, people yell Save Ferris, then it's on
that
like
part.
Yeah, so that's what they're named after. And I couldn't remember what song it was that I knew them from. And it's the song from 10 Things I Hate About You. That's what it was. And we looked it up.
Do you have that? Oh, you would have already done that movie because that's a number.
Yeah, but no, I don't have that movie.
Oh, okay. It really bugged me that they thought they could just drive backwards to change the miles.
I mean, some old odometers were stupid like that, but I don't know.
It really
I thought that was weird too. But also in like those dashboards, it really actually would have been easy to pop out the odometer and manually turn it back.
Yeah, but you shouldn't do that because you can screw up the part of the car that like the speedometer, because they did that to my sister's car. They altered the mileage and then it never told her what speed she was going.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so she used to just drive around doing whatever speed everybody else was doing.
I mean, that's true. You won't get picked out of the, like, if cops are pulling people over, they're not going to get picked out for that. Yeah.
No. So.
I mean, they're supposed to be dumb teenagers. They don't know stuff. It's fine.
Also Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, I do like that part though. I hate his face so much, but I like that part.
He was okay back then.
Yeah.
It was later on that it became a thing, but he was okay back then.
One thing I never understood was that her name is Jean, but guys usually call her Shauna. I don't understand why.
I don't understand that either. I don't know.
But I did like the songs. They're like, ooh, Shauna. And I was like, yeah. I did enjoy that part.
But I just love like she's like sitting there in a police station, just starts making out with a criminal who's also in the police station. She's had a day. She has had a day. She needs to have some fun. Mm-hmm. And then it was just like she just would not stop talking. That was like, just say goodbye and walk away. Just walk away. Yeah. Just walk away.
But her day is much like Rooney's day. Like she gets in trouble because she's doing something she's not supposed to do.
Yeah.
And of course she gets caught because she's an idiot about it. But also, I mean, Rooney gets it much worse than she does, so I'm fine on both sides of that. And I like the fact she's like, I'm very protective of my body. I'm like, yeah.
There was a part in here. Oh, but okay, so I did also really like that she spends the entire day being pissed off at Ferris and then saves him in the end. And I'm like, that's very much the relationship with my sister. Like, we would fight and bicker about everything all day, but then like at the end, like she's just like, no, a lie for you.
Like with anything, like I'm allowed to make fun of my brother, but anybody makes fun of my brother, they're going down. Like,
they are going down. Nobody can make fun of your brother. Especially, like, you can make fun of my sister, I don't care. But, like, Tracy's brother, we do not make fun of. He is a great man.
He's fine, whatever.
To be fair, his character in there looked like he had partied and drank all day. He did.
There
was something... No, talk. I'm looking something up.
Yeah, maybe that's why he was asking her if she was in for drugs, because he's probably like, where can I get some drugs? So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he was doing.
Probably. Emilio Estevez turned down the role of Cameron, and I think it would have been really funny if he was in it with his brother.
Oh yeah, actually, that would have been good.
Like that would have been good. They wouldn't have been in the same scene together, but still, it would have been like a fun little trivia.
Crossed paths, yeah. But it would have been so weird.
As Emilio Estevez as Cameron, I don't think it would have worked.
Because also, I think the thing that makes Cameron work so well in this is because he's all tall and lanky.
Yeah.
Whereas Emilio Estevez is about the same size as Matthew Broderick. So they've been like, you would have lost part of the dynamic.
Yeah, it would not. I don't think it would have worked. It wouldn't have worked as well as it did.
And I think that's the thing. Like you think about some movies and the possible casting, like Will Smith turned down being Neo in The Matrix, right? And they had hired him for the job. Like he was gonna get paid. He's like, no, I got something else to do, which was Wild Wild West. But imagine Will Smith in that role. That would have been such a different movie. Who knows how good it would have been, but it would have been such a different movie at the time.
It would not have been the same at all. And that's like why you can't change. Certain actors fit in roles, and like that's the role for them. And you can't, if it was somebody else, it would not be the same.
It wouldn't, no. And I know like Will Smith can do serious acting. Like he can do it. I mean, if you've seen like 6 Degrees of Separation and stuff, like he's in there, he does it, and you're like, he's good at it. Like he's not bad. But I just think his overall way of, just doing stuff and his interpretation of the character would have been just so different. I don't think it would have worked.
Bouncy Fairy doesn't think Will Smith would have been better.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I think I think it would have been a much worse movie if Will Smith was in it.
No.
And yeah. I just think it's just sometimes people don't fit roles and they don't fit places, and even like there are movies out there that could be so good, but you're just like, why is he in this movie? Or why is she in this movie? How is it this character? You're nuts.
You're nuts. This was wrong casting, and I just need you to know that that's how I feel about this.
Exactly. I mean, I think part of the problem is sometimes you get to a point where they're like, we filmed 3/4 of this movie. We realize you suck, but refilming is not going to work. Just keep doing it.
There was one movie where They hired somebody for the lead, and he was so bad at acting. But I feel like they cut him and reshot his scenes. But I
Yeah,
don't.
that's Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, it was another. Oh, I forget what the guy's name is.
But they filmed like a good portion of the movie with him, and then
they're
we're like,
it's just not working.
We need to redo this. You suck.
Yeah, because apparently he was too serious and too dry. And they're like, no, this needs to be a bit lighter, a little bit more fun, and they took him out. And the funny thing is like that guy's like a good actor, like he's a good, proper, solid actor, but it just wasn't the right role.
Schultz?
That's it. It was Eric Schultz. Yes,
it's not me. I don't get the credit for that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Duff. Yes.
Yeah, Duff got it. Duff got it, not me.
But that's like a lot of things. Like, so somebody brought up Janeway before, but originally Janeway was played by a completely different character and had a different name. And they're just like, the actress they hired hated working every day because she'd never done a TV show before. And like, just sort of like the intensity of it and like the pace. But she also just didn't fit in with like the cast and the space, and she wasn't coming out. And originally, like they went like crazy over budget because they had to reshoot the whole pilot episode to take her out and put somebody else in. So I remember that, and I was like, oh yeah, that would have been such a completely different show with a different captain.
I remember there being other shows like because a lot of shows the pilot is done like so far ahead of when the rest of it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like other shows like seeing a pilot episode and then seeing the second episode, and you're just like, wait a second, that character had a brother in the pilot, but now he has a sister. Or they've completely like changed the age of a character or an actor because they're just like, either we couldn't get them back, or they're like, that character didn't work and we've changed it, but we're not going to reshoot the pilot.
Yeah, or they just like disappear suddenly. You're just like, oh.
Well, what is it? It's like in the OC, Marissa's sister is like 7, and then she goes to boarding school. Like they do in all of soap operas too. And the next season she comes back from boarding school and she's like 12. She's like 12 or 13, and you're just like, okay, wait, but you were a kid and now you're a teenager. It's been a year.
This is odd. Yeah.
But they do that in soap operas too. They like send the kid away for a year and they come back and it's like 3 times their age.
Mm-hmm. Or like early on in a show, they introduce a character like it's a very like tertiary. Like I'm specifically thinking of The Big Bang Theory. Like in one episode, you meet Amy Farrah Fowler's mother via like video chat, but it's for like 3 seconds at the end of an episode. But later on, you meet her mother, and her mother is Kathy Bates, and you're just like, wait, that's not her mother. We've seen her mother. What are you talking about?
Kathy Bates is in it?
Yeah.
Can't do it. Can't watch it. Love that lady. Cannot watch her. Can't.
It's fine. Yes.
Yeah, but it's just like they're like, oh, it's just a side character right now. It's not important. And then later they're like, oh no, this is important. We do need this character. Sure. Yeah. So now we actually have to film and hire someone.
Yeah.
Well, it was like with Schitt's Creek. They did the pilot and then they weren't sure that they could get Kathy O'Hara. Is that who it is?
Yeah.
That plays mom?
Catherine
O'Hara. They didn't think that they could get her back after the pilot was bought. So, like, imagine that show with somebody else.
Yeah. It would definitely be very different, for sure. Yeah. Bouncy Ferret, who are you talking about? She's only in like Kathy Bates?
Is it 4 or 5 episodes? Or
yeah,
4 out of 5 episodes.
4 or 5, I think, is what I'm going for. But yeah, she's only in a few episodes, but it's known that she's this person's mother who was earlier introduced. So I think what people expect to is like, people aren't going to remember that thing that happened, 5 seasons ago for 2 seconds.
No, it's only you that remembers that.
Yeah, it happens. I know. But like Star Trek, for example, is notorious for that. Where like Tim Russ has played like 12 characters in episodes, and even like the guy who plays Tom Paris. Well, I can't remember his name right now. Anyways, he's played multiple characters in the show. Worf, Michael Dorn was like a different character in a movie that they turned it to make it canon within the series. Like it's stuff like that. Like they just pick people out.
Do you talk about Star Trek in every podcast?
Like every episode?
Yeah, like every podcast episode? Is this a thing?
Very regularly. Yeah.
Is this like your way to like just segue about your favorite show ever? You're like, screw the movies. I just wanted to talk about Star Trek.
No, we should go back to talking about the movies.
I don't really know if I have that much else about the movie that I wrote down.
I noticed that the license plate on the car is nervous. And
I wrote that down too. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, you on Cygnus 9? Yeah, he's everywhere. Sorry, more Star Trek. I apologize. We're going to go back.
Nice. The movie sign, when they're in New York, the movie behind them had Godzilla was playing.
Or New York. No, they're in Chicago.
Sorry, in Chicago. When they were in downtown Chicago, the movie theater behind them says Godzilla's playing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What's really funny about that is that later on, Matthew Broderick made a Godzilla movie.
What?
No?
Is he still married to Sarah Jessica Parker?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Bouncy Ferris's comment. It's true. I apologize. Wait, should I apologize or is that fine? Like I don't even know.
Maybe you should have made a podcast about Star Trek.
Oh God, I don't know.
And not about the movies on your shelf because you just always want to talk about Star Trek. This is all the time. Like even when I go out for dinner with her, she's just like, "So this thing about Star Trek happened," and then Mike and I are just like, "Oh my God, can I get some cheese?"
Because there are 2 shows out. I'm sorry, and you're bringing it back up. Okay, I was talking about the movie again.
You also watch it during wine night. Like you split your attention between us and Star Trek.
Yeah, because Voyager's on. I don't understand what the problem is.
Just wish you loved me more.
Yeah.
Look, Erika, Star Trek has a universal connections.
It does.
Does it?
Literally every movie you watch, you can find somebody who has been in Star Trek.
Who in Ferris Bueller?
The Ruck guy, Alan Ruck.
Okay, right. Damn it, shit. Who in Fargo? Who in Fargo?
The crazy blonde
really?
dude. Yeah, he
really?
Was. He played an alien.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna find it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I don't think it was William H. Macy, actually. I think it was the other dude.
I love William H. Macy. Has anybody seen him in Shameless?
Not watched Shameless. Oh, it is not Peter Stormare. No.
What's my favorite one that he's in? Oh, I'm looking up William H. Macy's movies. Oh, he was on ER.
Who? William H. Macy?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Neither did I. He was in 31 episodes.
He was a main character for like a while?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Welcome to Collinwood. That's where I really love William H. Macy from. Welcome to Collinwood. It is a little movie that a lot of people don't know about, but I own it on DVD.
Of course.
Oh, and Jurassic Park. Oh my gosh. Well, no, that Jurassic Park is a stupid Jurassic Park.
Yeah, because that's the 3rd one, right?
Yeah, that's the one nobody cares about.
That had Tia Leone was his wife or whatever, and they're about to get divorced and stuff.
Yeah, and she just won't stop freaking screaming. Like, hi, dinosaurs are attracted to noise. Can you stop using the megaphone? I have to play her character in the Lego game every once in a while. And I'm always just like, I hate her so much. I just want her character, her Lego character, to just explode and go away. I hate it. I hate her.
Don't understand how you could hate her so much.
I hate her so much.
Okay, for some reason it's telling me, I don't know. Okay, maybe not anybody in Fargo.
But I thought you said that it was everybody, it was connected, that somebody in everything has been in Star Trek. Are you lying to me now?
Almost everything. Trust me. I bet you if I keep looking, I will find it.
What? Oh, he
What's
was
the
also in
husband's
Mr.
name
Holland's
again?
Opus. Who? Fargo? William H. Macy?
What was
Here you go.
the
Steve
husband's
Buscemi plays.
Hold on.
There you go.
That's what I
Steve
wanted to
Buscemi is really good too.
I love Steve Buscemi. I think this is the movie that made me start to remember his name. Found it. Yes. It's the guy who played Norm. He was in Star Trek Voyager. There you go.
Guy that played Norm.
Found it.
Oh, Drew Carey's brother.
Brother. Yes. Yep. I did it.
Oh my God.
Told you I'd find one.
You are too excited about this.
Because I know it's true. Well, because even when we were talking about Dead Like Me, and I was like, oh, nobody on this has anything to do with Star Trek. Turns out the guy who created the show does. There you go.
Oh yeah, we went into a full-on tangent about that.
Yeah. High five. Bam. Oh, good. Yeah, we went in a very big tangent about it. So
like,
yeah.
we don't really talk. We do not talk about the movies.
We talk about the movies. We
a
talk
tiny
about the movies
bit.
a lot. Oh, another thing I want to say about this movie: the woman who played the nurse was the grandma on Fresh Prince. She was Phil's mom.
She was Phil's mom? No.
Yeah. Yeah. I remembered that. As soon as I saw her, I was like, oh, it's the grandma from Fresh Prince.
Oh, they don't list her in Wikipedia.
Okay, but what about the painting? What painting?
What painting? When they're at the art gallery? Or
No,
the painting in Ferris?
Okay, first of all,
Fargo.
Steve Buscemi does not play Gowron. First of all.
He said might not. The one Cameron's staring at.
Oh, that's the pointillist painting. Picnic on the Sun, I think it's called.
Apparently there's a theory that Cameron is imagining the whole day.
Yeah.
It's the Fight Club theory. Fight Club has a name. He's staring at a Sunday afternoon on the islands of La Grande.
There you go. Yeah, I'm way off on the title. Yeah. Yeah, that's a beautiful painting, but it's done pointillist, and it's like 5 feet by like 3 feet or something. Like, it's a very big painting.
I will never do a painting like awesome. That. Like that, I wouldn't finish it.
Yeah, no, like that's the thing with me is like I will start something that is tedious and be like, I love every minute of it. And then after like 45 hours realize I've gotten like 4 inches done, I'll be like, I can't.
I have a painting that I absolutely love that I started and I have not finished it. Because it's just the amount of time that I have to put in to finish it. I'm just like...
That takes to do it, yeah. Yeah, because when I see things and people are just like, oh, it just took me like 600 hours through this, I'll be like, excuse me? What?
Yeah, it's just like...
I don't know. I'm impressed, don't get me wrong. I think it's fantastic. But yeah. But yeah, some of the works of art they look in that gallery are quite fantastic.
I think it was the painting that I did like 2 weeks ago. Took me 6 hours.
Because it's flat colors, right?
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I wanted to bring up as well. They're like, Ferris Bueller's like, this is the tallest building in the world. Let's look outside. First of all, the building they were in was the Sears Tower, which is now called the Willis Tower. And it was 1986. Therefore, the CN Tower was already open to the public.
Yep.
So incorrect.
Yeah. No, I caught that. He said that. And I was like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No. I mean, now the CN Tower is what, the second?
It's the second.
It's the second
But
tower?
technically, people want to... Well, no, they've made a new tower since then. Never mind. Because at first, the building that broke its record, people were arguing that it doesn't count because technically it's the top of the antenna on it that surpasses the height of the CN Tower. They're like, that doesn't count. Should be the building. But they've also built another building since then that's taller.
Yeah, but I remember when that came out and they were like, no, we're going to count the antenna. So the CN Tower put a taller antenna on.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, antennas count? Here's a new one. Look, tallest building once again. Thank you. Stop stealing this from us. Canada has one thing.
That's how to properly be petty about something. It's fine.
Okay, but Tim says that it's the third now.
Yeah, it might be the third right now. Let's see. Tallest buildings.
It's not even on the list.
Yeah, the Khalifa is the tallest. You know that one. Shanghai Tower.
The CN Tower is not even on the list.
That seems weird. pretty sure it's still taller than some of these buildings. Well, I don't know then. Maybe it's just not.
How tall is the CN Tower? So the CN Tower is 553 meters tall.
553?
Yeah.
So that means it's sixth, sorry. Because there's the Lot World Tower in Seoul, which is 555. Then there's the Ping An Finance Center, which is 599. There's the a place that I don't want to say its name that's in Saudi Arabia, that's 601. There's a Shanghai Tower, that's 632, and then there's the Khalifa, which is 829.
But the CN Tower is not even on this list.
Yeah, which seems strange to me. Or do they mean, or are they making a different list? Because there was a whole thing about like freestanding structure against building.
Yeah, because I think that this is counting buildings, and the CN Tower is not a building.
Sure.
It's still the tallest in the Western Hemisphere. Yes,
we'll take it then.
We'll take that.
Take it.
Tallest freestanding structure.
A bunch of stuff. That's true. That's cool.
It is the 9th tallest freestanding structure.
It's all the way at 9 now?
It's the 9th tallest.
Nonsense.
But yes, we are the tallest in the Western Hemisphere still. I'll take it.
But it's still fun to walk across the glass floor once in a while.
It was the tallest freestanding structure between 1975 and 2007.
A good time period, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty. A Pure Game Canada. I'm sorry. England isn't even on this list.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sassy.
Yeah.
So also, I want to bring up the fact in movies now are very specific about this. They always show people putting on their seatbelts. In this movie, they don't wear any seatbelts. And I realized it was driving me nuts.
There was one part that I really didn't like, that they were speeding and Cameron was sitting on the top of the back seat. And I was just like, oh no. Oh.
You gonna die.
No, he's gonna stop short and you're dead.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, because even when they're on the highway and he's like joking about driving the car and he lets go of the wheel and turns around, and I'm like, what are you doing?
No.
That did make me feel very old when that's the thing I got out of that scene. I was just
well, yeah, that totally puts that it's like an 80s movie though.
Yeah, it does.
Is that they don't care about that.
Also, I noticed the flower delivery guy was Louis Anderson, so I don't know why I noticed it. I was like, that guy looks like Louis Anderson, and then I looked it up and I was like, oh, that is Louis Anderson. And
I did not catch that.
I did. Yeah.
But I love that the parents didn't question all the flowers when they got home at the end of the day. Their entire front hall is full of flowers, and they're like, oh, all right, well, carry on.
I mean, they didn't question it, but it was very clear that they were looking at it. They were just like,
yeah.
What? Yeah. Anyways. Well, they were too distracted by having to pick up the daughter at the police station.
Well, mom did, yeah.
Yeah. But they're nice parents. They're surprisingly nice parents.
They were nice parents. They were good parents.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The dad wasn't really there that often, but.
Yeah. I mean,
that was the one thing. So the mom checked on him while he was sick, and she didn't even notice that like the arm hanging out from under the covers was black.
Okay. I noticed that too. First of all, it made me think of the Venture Brothers. And second of all, I was like, it's not that dark in that room. What's wrong with you? Like, it's just
she would have seen it. She would have seen it. Sorry, Bouncy Ferret. I can speak quite quicker than you can type.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
but it's so true.
I was just like, you opened it and looked twice, and you just, even the sister didn't notice it. Because didn't she open the door too? Yeah,
but she like flung the door open, and it was like and
it sat fully,
yeah. And she got angry and yelled and left. And
So the funny thing about that scene too is that like I was thinking about if I was homesick and my mother came into my room, she'd walk in, she'd like look at me, she'd come touch me, she'd be like, "You okay? Do you want some food? You're fine?" And then leave.
Yeah. My mom wouldn't just open the door. My mom would be like, "Here's a wet cloth," and be like, "I don't want your fucking wet cloth. I hate wet cloth." But like, she'd be like, "Do you want some soup? Do you want some tea? Should I make you something to eat? Are you hungry? Do you need some Advil?" That mom's just like, "Oh, he's sleeping. Precious, my precious son," and then just like leaves.
Which is just crazy to me. I'm like, really?
No,
he could be. I know you're hearing snoring, but you might want to check up on him a little bit.
Yeah, considering his arm is black.
Yes, that might be a indication of something not being correct.
Yes, you might want to check on him.
They're fun.
Also,
the singing telegram lady, that was inappropriate.
Was it now? If a bunch of teenage boys sent it to a teenage boy?
They essentially hired him a prostitute.
Yeah, they did.
Like, that's wrong.
Who showed up with like three dudes?
Yeah, they were all delivering like flowers and stuff though. That one of those guys was Louis Anderson.
Yeah, but like she shows up but with other people too.
Yeah. So, I think they just kind of ended up there at the same time because of all the deliveries and stuff.
Fair.
Also, don't drop flower pots onto dogs' heads.
Oh, I was so mad when he did that.
Yeah.
You do not do that. Like, don't be a dick to the dog.
You're on his property. You're in his space. You're not supposed to be there.
You were not.
You're already on the other side of the door. Just go. Just leave.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that kind of worried me.
No,
I love a Rod. I love a Roddy. Roddies are nice.
That was just so mean. Like, he was already a terrible person. Like, I already didn't like him because he was spending far too much time about this.
Yeah.
And bad at his job. But then drops a flower pot on a puppy.
And those were looked like some expensive flowers too. Because there was like an orchid and like a lily in there.
Yeah.
It's all artsy and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to bring up Ben Stein because him as the teacher droning along, still great. Bueller.
I love it. I love it.
But every time I hear him, he reminds me of a university professor I had. He was an Indian guy, and he taught structures, right? Because I was taking architecture. So it was like deciding on the size of a pillar to hold up a building kind of thing, structures. And it was already it was an interesting but relatively boring topic. And he had like an Indian accent, but he also was monotone and had like the cadence of like William Shatner. And 5 minutes into every single class, I would pass out.
Yep.
I was like, I don't even understand what's happening. But I would just fall asleep. And at the end of every class, I used to have to ask my friend for her notes.
So
it was crazy.
You did the one thing that I didn't do because my international business teacher was the exact same.
Yeah.
I just didn't go to class. So
I went to class, man.
Him and I had an understanding. I would show to class one day a week. I would get the notes from a girl. I would do the homework in the cafeteria, and I just would not go to class. And he was like,
well,
fine.
The class was only once a week, if I remember correctly.
Oh, mine was in high school. So it was.
Oh, no, this was
every single day. And I was just like, I cannot. Like, I'm going to sleep. And it was second period, so it was like 10 a.m. And I was like, I'm literally going to fall asleep every single day. I don't want to do this. And he was like, just do the homework, and I don't care where you are. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's also one of those. So we had the class was in like a big like auditorium. So it was like the professor was like down in a pit, and it's like all the desks were like stacked upwards, like it was like the Coliseum.
So why did you even go?
And
you probably didn't even know you were there.
Well, I had classes for the rest of the day anyway, so I had to be there.
Yeah, but that's like a food break.
But it was one of those things where it was like the beginning of the year when I started the class, I started like half, like I never sat in the front of the class. I never wanted to be in the front. Don't pay attention to me. So I was like the middle, you know, and every time I went to class, I was a further desk back.
Oh, geez.
Until I was all the way at the back. So I was just like, I'm just going to pass. I just can't keep my head up, you know, and if he sees me, he's going to get mad. I'm just going to pass out in the back. My friend's going to take notes. I'll get everything after. It'll be fine.
I always sat in the front row because my friend wouldn't wear her glasses.
Why?
I don't know. She didn't want to wear her glasses, so we sat in the front row so she could read the board through all of college.
But I have to admit, like, they captured the doldrums of high school so well in that beginning. Like
the face of every kid.
Yeah.
Like their faces, them just being like, it was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
And you're just like, the teacher's just droning on. Anyone? Voodoo economics? You're just like, fucking hell.
You're like, nobody cares. Why are we here?
Why are we learning this? Or even like the part with when Sloane's class with the English professor. I'm very curious to what book they were talking about, because like, what does the prison represent? Nobody cares. Let's get on with our day.
Nobody
but
cares.
I love the fact that if I was in that class, I'd be like, I don't care what you're talking about. But watching a movie of them being in the class, I'm like, I need to know what you're talking about.
What book is this?
What are we referring to exactly?
You'll never know.
Never know. Yeah. And then Christy Swanson was in the classroom. Yeah, that's about it. Those are all my notes, I think.
I don't have any other notes. Now I'm just looking at the cast list.
Any other? So of course the principal, the secretary, the nurse, the sister, the guy who, the maitre d' guy. Yeah, those are the faces I recognized in it, like automatically. I'm like, I know you from stuff. And then a couple of them I had to look up. Well, and Louis Anderson. A couple of them I had to look up, but at the same time I was like, what? Oh, you know what? I said it wrong. So it wasn't the girl who gave the candy. It's the bus driver is the one who does voice work on a bunch of things. Sorry.
Oh, the bus driver.
It's the bus driver.
My question with that whole thing, why, like, he had sat down in that seat for a very long time. Why hadn't the bus driver left?
Maybe there was traffic outside. Maybe they were at a stop sign. Maybe somebody was crossing the street. I have no idea. I don't have those questions.
How did the dad not recognize that his son on the drive home was running next to him? It was the same as he looked over when they were in the taxi and just like did a double take, and then they weren't there anymore. But it was like, how did you not?
Maybe it's one of those like
it can't be, so like it can't, like, right?
Yeah, like you make yourself believe it's not that thing simply because it can't be that thing. You know? You're like, no, I know for a fact my son is at home, so this has to be somebody who just looks like my son, and ignore it. Like,
my son is at home sick.
That's it.
Sorry. The guy that plays the parking attendant is
which one?
The one that he asks if he can speak English.
Okay.
He is in the Mario Brothers movie.
No.
Yeah, he's in Super Mario Bros. As Spike.
Oh, so he's one of the like creatures, isn't it? Isn't Spike one of the like a Goomba or whatever? What are they called? I don't know. I have not seen that movie in so long, and I do not plan on watching that movie anytime soon.
I want to watch this movie.
It's
my sister
so
and I. It's my
bad.
no. I know. My sister and I used to watch this.
Oh my god! No, it was at such a level that I was just like, I cannot look at this again.
I can.
But I know for a fact I've definitely watched it more than 5 times.
Wait, should I have watched this when I did watch it? What rating is this? Oh, it's only PG. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no, it's not crazy. I think they only say it's PG because, you know, people get beat up. They fight in it. There's nothing crazy in it.
Tim says he gets turned into a Goomba or Koopa.
Koopa.
Koopa?
The wizard. Which one's the wizard?
Is
that the one where they go to the
movie?
Nintendo like championship in Las Vegas? Is that the one you're talking about?
From 1989? Or is he talking about the one where his little brother gets put in a mental institution and breaks him out and the pair runs off to California?
Yeah, that's the right one. Yep.
Fred Savage.
Yeah, Fred Savage. And that's the part. They made a whole big deal. Like, this whole movie was about selling the Power Glove for Nintendo. And there's this whole, like, 20-minute sequence of this guy putting on the Power Glove. They're like, yeah, Power Glove. I can feel the impact and, like, do stuff. It's great.
Oh, yeah, here's a picture of him with the Power Glove.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I've seen this movie.
Why was his brother put in it? Oh, he suffers from PTSD after his twin sister drowned.
It actually, the build up around it is depressing, but the whole movie itself is kind of like, all right.
Yeah, the whole like first paragraph of this movie is so depressing.
Yeah,
it's literally a 90-minute ad, and you got to see Mario 3 at the end. The most non-ending ending.
Serious. So this is a movie I would want to rewatch, actually, because I am very curious as to if I would enjoy this if I rewatched
The
it.
grand prize was $50,000.
Yeah.
God, I want $50,000.
I think a lot of people could use $50,000. So wait, now this is just turned into like talking about nostalgic movies?
Yeah, I guess so. They team up with a trucker's daughter partway through, then at the end they just walk down the road into a sunset.
Yeah. Yeah, because a bunch of little kids just walking away into nothingness.
Yeah.
You're like, so are you going home? What are you doing? Like, is everything fine now? Is he going to go back into an institution?
Ooh, The Wizard was released on VHS and Laserdisc.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It grossed $6 million in video rentals. God, do you remember when we used to have to go to Blockbuster? Get movies?
Hells yeah. In our neighborhood, we had this like small video rental place called Ambassador Video. And I remember that place so well because its color scheme was black and white and purple, but it had like silver streamers all over the place, like where the signs were. So it'd be like action. It was like silver streamers with like purple writing across the top. Ugh. God, I spent so much time in that place.
We went to the Blockbuster.
Yeah. There was also Blockbuster the other way. It depends on the time of day it was, really.
Oh, the town, I love that I call it a town. The area of land that I lived in just had a Best Buy. No, Blockbuster. We're generally talking about Ferris Bueller, but we're not. Sam is correct. We are on a huge tangent. Now I'm reading about Laserdiscs. They didn't last. They did not last.
Well, because they were the size of a record and you needed 2 of them for a single movie. And I remember this because my friend's dad bought every single new technology. So as soon as something came out, he had it. So he had a Laserdisc player. And we watched Terminator 2 on his rear projection 74-inch television. And also, what was the other movie he had? Oh, he had Seven and he had Pulp Fiction. Those were the movies he had on Laserdisc. And do not watch Seven on a giant screen where things look like life size. It's disgusting. But yeah, halfway through the movie, you're just like, change disc. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, shit.
Oh, it's like back in elementary school when we watched movies on the projector. And the tape would stop, and the teacher would have to like turn it off and put the new reel on, and reel it in.
Oh my god!
I'm not even that old that was what I dealt with in elementary school, but like,
yeah,
that's what the school had, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, technology moved so fast in the last 25 years. It's crazy, because like you have a whole generation of people who thinks all of those things are from like the 1800s, and you're just like, no, this was just a few years ago. What are you talking about? Like Facebook's only existed for like 12 years and Google's only been around for like 15 years, and they're just like, what do you mean not Googling things and going to libraries? That just seems crazy.
Oh
So
God.
yeah,
It wasn't until late high school that we had DVD players.
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, we still had dial-up internet when I was in grade 10. Grade 10 was when my mom finally got Wi-Fi.
I think by the time I was in grade 10, we had like a T1 line. I remember my dad getting really mad because somebody came and drilled a hole in the side of the house to put in the line and didn't like
insulate it?
like insulate it and like caulk it. They literally just took a drill and was like, eh, and then put a cable through and walked away. He was so angry about it. I remember that.
Oh God, no! I remember like the internet cable guy coming and installing it in our basement, and just like my mom, my sister, and I standing there watching him, and we're just like, oh, the internet.
Yeah,
I can be on the internet while Elise is on the phone for 12 freaking hours.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The nerdy girl upstairs playing video games while her sister's talking to boys. It's fine.
Well,
Totally works.
we had dial-up, but we had 2 phone lines in our house for that specific reason. So one was like the house line, and the other one was the if nobody's on the internet, you can use it. But most of the time, somebody's on the internet.
No, my mom didn't want to pay for 2 lines, and like she wouldn't tell us she needed the phone. She would just pick it up and push buttons until you got disconnected upstairs, and then she'd like you'd hear a kid scream, and then she'd call like whoever she was calling. She wouldn't just be like, hey, I need to use the phone. She would just be like, nope, I'm using the phone. Are you done? Oh, they got kicked off. Great.
Yeah, done.
It's like trying to download songs through Napster and you get kicked off.
Oh, yeah, because you were there for like 6-7 hours just trying to get one song, and then you're at like 6:55 and it gets disconnected and you can't play the song, and you're just like, God damn it. It was like 12 days for a movie.
We've really gone down like a nostalgia tangent here. So we're old if you haven't figured this out by now.
Yeah, we're apparently quite old. So anyways, I guess we should end it here. Like,
yeah,
anybody have any final comments about Ferris Bueller Day Off or Fargo or Erika? Like, do you have any last comments about the movies?
I really like the Fargo, the TV show.
I haven't watched much of it. I should.
It's oh my God, what is his name? Who's the main actor in the TV show?
In Fargo? Which season?
The first one. I've only seen the first one.
Oh, it's the English guy.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, that's who you're thinking of. Okay.
Yeah. The English guy. Martin Freeman?
Martin Freeman.
Oh, no.
Isn't he the main guy?
It is off my shelf. Okay, there, he's got it. Yeah, no, I'm like starving right now. I wonder if I can convince somebody to go for nachos.
Well, I guess I'm gonna end it there, I suppose. Sounds good. Well, that's it for this episode of Off My Shelf. Until next time, you can follow along on Instagram and Twitter at ohmyshelf, or you can send an email to ohmyshelf@gmail.com. On the next episode, we're going to be talking about two of my favorite movies, The Fifth Element and Fight Club. Hope you'll be here to listen.